Hey FLOSSTUBE, it's Leigh from Creatively here on Sunday the 22nd of May 2022 with FLOSSTUBE number 126. I am home. I'm coming to you from the Orange Couch. I've only been on the Orange Couch a couple of times in my videos because the lighting is terrible. I don't have a black eye. It's just that I don't have any light from this side and I can't get it right, so you just have to put up with the fact that I look like someone's punched me in the face. I'm too tired to set up everything on the table and I felt like sitting on the couch, so this is where you're getting me today. I'm home. So yeah, drove home yesterday, pretty uneventful trip. Got home, got unpacked, made a cup of tea, had a shower, put a load of laundry on. Can't remember what I did. Stitched a tiny little piece of stitching and then I just felt nauseated. Actually, I felt kind of unwell and I think I was just tired. And so I went to bed and yeah, today's Sunday. I've been to the market this morning with my neighbour and got a whole load of fruits and vegetables. Then I popped into the supermarket just to grab a couple of things. And I'm pretty much set for a little while and been fluffing around. I finally set up my desk. I bought a laptop and monitor dual stand thing for my desk a while ago, probably 3 or 4 weeks ago, and just hadn't quite taken everything off my desk and put it together. So I finally did that. So I've got that all set up now, so that my monitor and my keyboard, my monitor and my laptop are off the desk and gives me a bit more room and I can angle them a bit better. It's all ready for work tomorrow. I still can't believe that it's work tomorrow. I could do it the other day off, to be fair. Still got to fold the laundry. Anyway, I'm just having a really quiet day. I'm just recovering from a couple of intense couple of weeks. How's Dad? Dad's doing okay. We did spend all Thursday at emergency, but more had a funny turn and we went to his doctor and they wanted him to have a full workup. So called ahead to the register and we went there to emergency and I think we were there for 4.5, 5 hours and they did a couple of lots of bloods. Because when they're looking for a heart attack, they sort of repeat tests a couple of hours later in case there's anything changed. They did several ECGs. They had a good chat with him. They've kind of ruled out heart attack, they ruled out stroke, they ruled out epileptic fit. They think he might have had, like, almost fainted due to low blood pressure, like a blood pressure event, and because he was sitting down when it happened he didn't fall and possibly anyway so he's not going to drive for a few months and see if it happens. I don't know what's going to happen, but anyway, all his vitals were similar to when he was discharged a week earlier, so they don't think anything extra strange well, I don't know what happened, but they've kind of ruled out the instant deathosity sort of things. So anyway, he's at home, he's got to sort out some extra help and I don't know, we'll see how we go. At this stage I go back up the end of July for a few days, so we'll see. Hopefully I don't have to go up in June. I've got quite a busy time ahead and it is harder to work from there, so anyway, we'll see how we go. I said to him give me a few weeks and if he needs me to come back for a little bit we'll talk about it, but I've got quite a few things planned over the next couple of weeks that I want to do, so we'll see. Anyway, that's Dad. I'm home. I should have mown the lawns today. I'm too tired. I'll do it tomorrow. Just this morning, I'll just show you a couple of things that have come in. Well, lots come in actually, but Judith popped around for a quick visit between other things and brought me a bag I bought from her a while ago that I just haven't caught up with her, and it's with blackbird fabric. So she had quite a lot of this fabric. She made quite a few bags for people. I had to wait a little bit longer because I wanted this zipper pull, this little antique scissors, and she had said that she was waiting for some in bronze or whatever this is, so I was happy to wait for that. So she made this out of blackbird fabric, and it's so lovely, and the inside is a white, just an off-white polka dot, little dot, tiny dot, with, it's kind of got the same vintagey, little bit like tea staining. It's so nice. So I've been holding off starting any blackbird projects until I have my blackbird bag, but I don't have plans to start one quite yet, so this might get to look after another project in the meantime. But anyway, that was quite nice. And then also Judith had somehow bought 2 of these, so I offered to buy this from her, but she gave it to me, which is really nice. So it's Scarlet House Needfuls. Probably seen it. It's not an unusual chart, as in it's quite popular, and it's got the 5 smalls. Very nice. So no idea when I'm going to stitch these up, but I have the chart, and that's all that matters. So thank you, Judith, for your kindness. While I was away, had some mail delivered, and that included a small box of threads direct from Cottage Garden Threads. There were a couple that I wanted that I couldn't find in stock at any retailer because I don't know if you know, but Cottage Garden Threads have a number of different collections, I guess. They have their main collection, which they have a name like, I don't know what they call it, and then they have the typeset, I think it's called typeset or typography collection. So they have colours with names that are all of the phonetic alphabet. Excuse me, so Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, etc. They have a new one called Forage, which I think it's called Forage, and all of the colours have botanical names. They have a number of different ones like that. So there's one that implies names, so like Felix, for example, that is from that one, and not all shops stock all of their range, is really all of their floss. Anyway, the main reason I initially put in an order is because, where is it? I wanted to stitch the Fox and Rabbit pomegranate sampler. I wanted to stitch with the model, the threads they used for the model, which this isn't the model. Their chart calls for DMC 310 and 414, but their model was stitched using Cottage Garden Threads Felix and Cloudy Day. So example, Felix is from their range that is the names, people's names, and then Cloudy Day I think is in their standard range. So I've got a skein each of those, and I'm going to be stitching this on, I think it's 40 count or 36 count, so 1 strand I'll use. Am I using? Yeah, this is where I've got the Country Stitch Apricot Dream in 40 count Newcastle. So it's a slight warm colour. So I'm going to stitch my pomegranate sampler on that. So that's now fully kitted. Huzzah! I don't know when I'm going to stitch it. I'll put it in the box. So it's another one kitted up. And because I was ordering 2, why would I order just 2? So I ordered a handful of others, just ones that I liked. I got one variegated red. I can't remember if I had a project in mind for this, but it's a lovely red. Victor. So that's from the typography set. I also got a couple more from that range. There's just some nice neutrals. Kilo and Eco. They're from the typography. I think it's called typography. And also they also have one in that set called Ampersand, which is this lovely dark variegated grey. And then a couple of others. I can't remember which set Van is from, but I got Van, again another nice neutral. And then a nice black, which is Haviland. I also had an order from Silks for You, a custom order I guess that came in. So I'm not going to open these, but they're just 2 hanks of PR070, which is their black, and I just like using their black silk. So, you know, 2 hanks is a lot, but I got 2 hanks of it. I intend to stitch, I've decided I'm going to do Quinto Acuto, the pointed 5th, which is going to be a start later this year, with PR070 and all the animals and things in the gaps and the arches. I'm probably going to use colour, and I don't know what yet. So, but I'll use, you know, half of one of these for Quinto Acuto. I also got a couple of half hanks. If you want half hanks of silk, you can message them directly through their Facebook page, through Messenger. I just emailed them. I checked first that I could do this, but I emailed just with, you know, my order, and then they just invoiced me and I paid through PayPal or however. But I got a couple of half hanks because a hank is a lot, and I've ended up with half hanks thereabouts left with all of my long dogs, and why pay for a full hank when you only need a half? So half hanks, how many times can I say half hank? PR069, which is a dark, it's a navy blue, and PR119, which is a sort of burgundy colour. One of these is going to be for Long Dog Sampler Pandemic, and one of them is going to be Long Dog Sampler The New Normal. I want to stitch them as a pair, even though I know they're different sizes, that's fine, but I sort of like the kind of really straight lines and the fullness of the Pandemic. You know, it's a big one, and then the New Normal with the round, you know, it's all round. So I think I'm going to do Pandemic in the burgundy, the New Normal in the blue, and then both of them I'm going to use this silk for contrast, for details, and this is Writer's Chair from Almond M&M's. I've had this for ages. So it's a very highly variegated, very messy sort of dye. Like it's not long pieces of colour, it's quite sort of graffiti-ish, and yeah, I don't know how to describe it, but that's going to look nice with both of these, and that's how I'm going to link them together. I don't know when I'm stitching those, but I just like these, and that's what I've decided to do at this stage. Of course I could change my mind, but this is a whole hank, so basically I've got 2 hanks of silk to stitch 2 long dogs, and that's heaps. It's heaps of silk. I also got a half hank of PR043, which is the charcoal, their charcoal colour. I do intend to use this for something, but I can't remember what. Not sure. Anyway, it was just a half hank of the charcoal, because that's nice. And then I bought some other, since I was putting an order in, I bought some skeins. I ordered these for a reason, but I can't remember what they were, and I've looked on my spreadsheet and I didn't write it down, so I don't know. But I got 2 2 skeins of this red PR126. It's a beautiful, subtly variegated red. So probably a red sampler at some stage. And I got 2 skeins of PR062. And then I got 3 skeins of this one, PR181. So I must have had a plan for that. So I'll have to look through my charts and see if there was something I wanted a variegated sort of neutrally colour. It's greys, sort of charcoal through, caramels, so I don't know. It was so long ago that I ordered it and I don't remember why, and I probably changed my mind for the project anyway. So that's everything that's come in. It's quite a lot. What did I stitch on? So last week was my start number 18 of 50, which was La Musique by Hopper Bart. And I started this on Sunday night on the 15th, and I finished it on Monday night on the 16th. Stitched on 32 count platinum by Zweigart with a Victorian Motto Sampler Shoppe red, and it's a cute, I haven't got my iron out, I'm too tired. I just don't want to get my iron out. So it's a cute little stitch, 2 strands over 2 on 32 count, and there it is there. Very quick stitch, especially when I had to, even when stitching this twice, because I was stitching long and I stitched the L twice, and I had still in my, when it was finishing over here, and I was like, why is it so far over? Because I had 2 L's, so I pulled that out. So yeah, that was a start and a finish for start number 18. And then I picked up, I didn't do lots of stitching, but I picked up my Jeannette Douglas Mini Bouquet Sampler for May, this one in here, and I'm stitching this on 40 count Haystack from Country Stitch, and I'm just stitching from stash, just using all sorts of, you know, similar-ish, sometimes different to what's called for. And I got, oh my gosh, it's terrible, and I got May down in the middle. It's quite pretty. It's much nicer ironed. When I got home, so last night, Les Filles de Mimi, inspiration Quaker Mary Rose. So I'm stitching Mary Rose on 40 count Mallow by Zweigart, using my own conversion based on Stitch Palette's Bed of Roses. So that's the Stitch Palette inspiration there. And this was start number 8 of 50, and I hadn't stitched on this for a while, so I pulled it out last night. And not only am I stitching it with a colour conversion, but then I'm also not reading the chart and sometimes just going a bit off piece. So I got, since you saw it last night, I got basically since last night and first thing this morning, I've stitched this orange one here, and that little flower, and that little starburst. So just a little bit more. I'm about 18% now. So thought, oh, but yeah, last night I did that tiny bit, and I was just like, oh, I think I was about to get a migraine. I don't know. I just started feeling really nauseated, and looking at 40 count Mallow is hard to stitch on. I'm glad I bought a fat half of it. It's hard, yeah, it's not gappy at all, it's very tight, and I don't know, I'm surprised I'm stitching as well as I'm surprised it's as neat as it is, because I swear sometimes I just guess if I'm in the right place. So yeah, 40 count Mallow, it's like comparing brown bread and white bread, right? Like a wholemeal bread where you've got to chew a little bit harder and it's a little bit rougher. Even though it's good for you, so, but it is a whole, not a whole meal, it's a raw linen, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So it's a bit, not so much slubby, but it's got flecks of brown and stuff in it. It's a little bit hard. So that's my stitching, that's my haul, that's my update. I will be starting number 19 tonight. It's 3 o'clock, so soon. I'm going to start Cat Lovers by Jardin Privé. And this will be on 36 count cream and sugar linen by Fibre on a Whim. And I've done a tweaked colour palette just to be a bit different to the Fibre on the Whim linen. The browns are called for, but I have changed all the colours, so I've gone with one of my favourite reds, 22 and 21, instead of the coral pink, and I've gone slightly kind of lilac-y with the blues, 6161 and 159, and the greens I went a little bit greener with 3364, 3362. So that's what I'm going to start with. So it's going to be a little bit different, but every time I see Sam, my needle, stitching on this, I really like it, and I've been meaning to start it for ages. It was such a great video. Are you overwhelmed with my professional filming ability? But I sort of went to film this, and I was like, wow, I've just had a wall. I just feel slumpy. I don't know, is it the right word? I don't know. I don't want to go to work tomorrow, but I will. I have to. I've got a whole lot of stuff to get done. Yeah, that's sort of my video, really. Not the most exciting. I'm sorry. But I am doing okay. Dad's doing okay. Thank you so much again for all your lovely, kind messages. And thank you. I got a couple of people bought me a coffee or two last week. Again, links down below if you want to do that, but no compulsion. I think I'm going to spend an hour tidying up in my office / craft room, because I kind of have dumped everything in there over the last, I don't even know how long, and certainly getting things put away before I went away. I just dumped everything. I just dumped stuff in there. I've got papers mixed up with craft supplies, mixed up with stitching stuff, mixed up with gardening information. I've got fabric on the floor. I've got piles of floss everywhere. So at the very least, I'm going to corral things for later putting away, but at least get all the floss in one bit and all the charts in another. And I've got some rubbish and recycling to put out. So I might do that for about an hour, then make some dinner. Then after tea, after I've tidied up, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to start Cat Lovers, and I'm going to get an early night. Thanks again for coming along and watching my floss tube. Hopefully next weekend I'll be back to myself. And I'll certainly try and be back in a location where I don't look like I've got black eyes. Trust me, no one has been punching me. I don't have any black eyes. They might be a bit shadowed, but it's definitely the angle. As always, don't let your needles rust. Ciao.